Hi everybody, this is Professor Wagle and this is your lecture for module 2 and it's basically about your snow policy assignment that's due this week on Wednesday and about your diplomacy, tone and emphasis in technical writing as well as the technical style edit and justification memo, both of them practice memos. So before I give you an overview of these two assignments, I want to talk to you guys about the assignments you guys did last week. Most of you gave excellent examples of everyday technical writing, and all of you pointed out correctly that what makes these examples stand out is the way they are written, the clarity of the message that comes through, whether it be through font or whether it be through the wording that's on the pamphlet or on the messages or on the business cards or even the images that are on there. So think about those things when you're writing your memo, when you're doing any of the technical writing in this class. Are you writing a memo which is full of so many lines and texts that it overwhelms the reader and stops the reader from reading it? Or are you trying to break down your memo or your other technical writings through subheadings, headings, through bulleted points, or through numbered lists? All those things that makes your eye travel over a document and lets you skim is what you're looking for, right? You want to grab the attention of the reader. Is your language too wordy? Again, people are going to lose interest. The simpler it is, the better it is, right, for people to read, because technical documents, just by nature, we can imagine technical documents being boring. So how do you make your document interesting? Keep it short, keep it simple. Make sure it's interesting, the look of it is interesting, so you want to go read. So think about a business card. You see the main things that are listed in a business card because that's what you need. The information you need is readily visible, and that's what you're doing in your memos, in your technical writing documents, making your information visible to the reader, the important information visible to the reader. Okay, so good job everybody on your examples on technical writing. I'm going to grade your correspondence case today and tomorrow. Hopefully you'll get the feedback. By Thursday I might post another feedback lecture and some more tips if you guys need those. But on your correspondence case, do not worry about the grade you get. You might get in 80s, 70s, 90s. It does not matter because it's a very small portion of your overall grading. So even if you get a C or a B on that grade, please don't worry about it. You have plenty of time to make up for that grade, and it's not really going to affect your overall grade. Okay, now moving on to this week's assignments. So you have snow policy version A and B. I already have emails from students, and these emails I almost anticipate because they are all students have those questions. So for snow policy assignment, your class has been divided into two groups. One group does snow policy A, one group does snow policy B. Do not worry if Canvas shows that you haven't done the other snow policy. It will not affect your grade. Just do the snow policy you have been assigned. Okay, do not do the snow policy you have not been assigned, because I will give you a 0 and I might take points off from the other one, because it's not fair that you are trying to double dip into that grade, right? So only do the snow policy you have been assigned. Do not do the other snow policy. You can read the other snow policy, and then follow-up assignment will open on Wednesday, in which you can talk about the two policies. But please don't do the policy you are not assigned. Only do the ones you are assigned. So first half of the class has been assigned snow policy A. The second half of the class has been assigned B. Just to the policy you have. Do not worry about that niggling thing you have on your canvas that shows you haven't done the other snow policy. You're not supposed to. Don't do it. Okay. So that takes care of snow policy. I hope I won't get any more questions saying, am I supposed to do both? No, you're only supposed to do the one you're assigned. Okay. Now, the other two assignments that are due this week. So, diplomacy, tone, and emphasis in technical writing, the practice test. The both of these practice tests that you have been given. So, look for practice in brackets, right? If you do both of those assignments, you get full points for doing the assignments. Whether you messed up a little bit or whether you took longer than what you needed to, you get full points for those. So make sure you do both of those assignments, right? So now I'm just going to read the instructions for your diplomacy, tone, and emphasis in technical writing. Right? So you are supposed to write an email, a brief email to your colleague, explaining or asking her this. You were supposed to deliver something specific to me at this point of time. You haven't delivered it. What's going on? Please give it to me ASAP. Right? It's a brief email. So when you submit this assignment, make sure you're submitting in an email format, which goes to, from, subject, date, and then dear Tina or whatever you want to say. Right? And then ends with however you end your emails. I usually do best, or you can do sincerely, respectfully, whatever, right? But again, remember, you are communicating with a colleague, so be respectful, right? But be firm also, because she had promised to deliver something yesterday and it's today and you still haven't got it and it's important and you need it. Right? So give her firm deadlines. Can you send it to me by 5 o'clock? If you cannot meet this deadline, please let me know so I can figure out some other way. Whatever it is you want to say, make sure you do it. Again, keep it short paragraphs, maybe 1 to 3 lines in each paragraph, right? Write it in an email format, on a Word document, submit it, right? Simple enough. Again, watch your language. That's why we're talking about diplomacy and tone and emphasis, right? So how do you navigate that thin line between all these three things, right? So think about talking to your boss or talking to somebody in your workplace. It will be a different tone than how you would how you would talk to your friend or to your parent, right? So think about that when you're writing that email. Don't be passive aggressive, don't be rude, but also don't be a pushover, right? You need this document and she needs to provide it to you. So think about that when you're writing this assignment, okay? Again, if you attempt it and you have till Sunday to do it, you get full points. Now, the second one, technical style edit and justification memo. So, this assignment has two parts, if you notice, right? In the instructions on that prompt, it tells you have two tasks. So make sure you do both of those to get full points. If you do only one, I'll give you 50. If you do both, I'll give you 100, right? Now, what are these two tasks? So first is, there is a email that Willow has already written. So you need to download that. The link is there. Just download the letter. You need to edit that letter because it's long, it's verbose, it has problems. So make sure you edit that letter. And then the second part, after you edited the letter, so what you can do is give me the edited version. You can give me the, if you use MS Word and you do all the track changes, you can do the track change version, but give me a clean copy. That it just makes it easier for everybody, right? And then the second part, make sure you do the second part, which is writing a justification memo to Willow, right? So first time you're just editing Willow's letter. Second time what you're doing is writing a justification memo to Willow, justifying the changes you're suggesting she make, right? So again, you write the memo in a memo format. You guys already are now familiar with it, right? To a memorandum or memo at top, to, from, subject, date, and then you start writing your memo. So write the memo, keep it short. You are given 200 to 250 words. That's not more than 2 or 3 short paragraphs, right? Focus on, even if you made 10 changes to Willow's letter, focus on maybe 2 or 3 main changes that you feel Willow should implement and justify them. What is the reason you are saying she should implement these changes? Right? You can cite from the book, which gives you extra point. But even if you don't, that's fine, but you have to justify the changes. I'm suggesting you change the tone or take out these words because they are not necessary, or they tend to confuse the reader, or maybe they are more personable. So let's use these words, right? Whatever it is you need to tell her, justify the changes you are asking her to make, right? And that's it, that's all it is. So make sure you edit the memo, edit the letter that Willow has written already to her customers, and then in the same document, you don't have to upload two files. In the same document, on a separate page on a Word document, you can write your justification memo and then submit the whole thing together, right? And that's all it is. So this week's assignments pretty simple. These are practice assignments, the last two that are due on Sunday. You will do similar assignments next week, which will be final assignments. But before you're able to do that, I can give you feedback on what you could have done better, and you can implement those changes in the next one. Yeah. So that's about it. Some of you asked me for an extension on the correspondence case that was due on Sunday. I have given you extension till today midnight. So if you haven't done that and you didn't even ask me for an extension, you still know this. So make sure you go ahead and do that assignment, okay? Other than that, really not a whole lot of assignments for this week. So hopefully you are having a relaxing week. It's the second week of the semester. I hope you guys are keeping safe, and I will see you probably later in the week with another lecture. Okay, bye.